So, if you guys don't know, or actually, I should start out with this. Let me start out with this. Let me start out by saying this. Those who did know that I was hired, quote unquote, for IMA services, um, well, that has been coming to an end as of yesterday at about around 7 to 8 p.m., somewhere around there. And, I was gonna do it a little bit earlier, but then I decided I was gonna stay. Um, I guess I wasn't sure why exactly I stayed. I'm not saying that was a bad company or anything. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying it's just that I'm more that guy who just I don't know, like starts his own business, does his own thing, has his own trucks and supply, and lets people operate the trucks as well. You know, But the reason why I also left IMA is because I felt like I was being actually treated like a corporate employee. Now, to set the record straight, I do believe Adi is not a bad person. Adi is a very nice person. He he knows what he's doing. He knows garbage trucks very well, probably even more than me. And I've been loving them and knowing them for almost my whole life. So I'm not trying to diss Adi in any way, shape, or form. But I will say this. There's the part with IMA's services that just makes him a different person, I feel. Like, I understand what he's doing. For context, I made a video on making a split body, or doing a split body IMA services Mac Libre with music in the background. I ended up taking it down, just out of respect for him, I guess. But those of you who saw the video, apparently IMA Services does not have that truck. I did not know that. I did not know that we had specific trucks. I just thought, I don't think he'd mind if I played around with the company a little bit. I didn't share the ID or anything. I didn't do anything like that. You know, I just thought it would be okay. But I was very much incorrect because he made several comments on my video that I will say surprised me. I'm not saying he was nice and respectful about his comments, but I was just surprised that he commented with what he did. He's like, "We need to chat. We need to talk." I'm like, about what? Like, what can possibly be needed to talk about? He's like, "Well, IMA services. IMA does not have McLabrie, Libre, split bodies. The only split bodies we have, or they have, is like some Sidewinder thing, I think. But in my opinion, I at the moment I thought it was stupid. But then I understood. I mean, like he wants to treat it like it's a real company, which I totally understand. I totally respect and everything. But I wanted to be able to control my own company. I've got 300,000, excuse me, 300 um yeah, 300 subscribers. I had a brain I had a brain fart for a minute. But all those people, if I want to consider, whoever plays collect garbage for fun and wants to, drive for my company, I'll consider it. I'm not gonna make a job application or anything because it's just too much work for me and it's not necessary for my doing. Although Adi felt different about his, which is completely fine. Like I said, I respect the things he does, because that's what people like me do, and like him. He respects me, I respect him. But anyways, I just decided to make my company because I'm like, you know what? I had MRS, and then I left MRS to pursue a different one, and then I left the different one to pursue IMA. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of tired of just sitting around at IMA services. Like, I was only assigned one truck. I wanted to be able to do multiple routes, multiple things for games, you know? Have my own company. I'm not that type of guy to sit around and just do one thing constantly. You know, there are people out there who drive routes, drive the same routes, but sometimes have different trucks. Him, I don't think we got that far. At least not with me. But like I said, he had many people who submitted the Google form and um tried to apply for a fake job application, but you know, not everybody got accepted. In fact, several people got rejected because he only wanted to hire like 3 or 4 people. Even before he was planning on hiring, he wasn't even planning on hiring. He was just planning on doing it solo. Like almost all of us have our own companies. I have 2 companies now, technically 3, because I had Waste Master 89 Refuse or Recycling and Trash Disposal or whatever. And then I had MRS, which stands for Master's Refuse Service. And now I have SR Inc., which is Starry Refuse Inc. Because that came from this thing. Some people on here that I'm friends with on Roblox call me Starry. So I'm like, you know what? Sure, we'll just do that. So that's what I did. But what I mostly did not appreciate was I should say mostly didn't appreciate. I appreciated him giving me a chance. No, he didn't give everyone a chance. Not everyone got a chance, which is understandable. But I just wanted to give that other person another chance because who knows? Maybe maybe they'll have a better time at IMAs than I do. No? Okay. My question is, why is this not working? Here. Did not work for Sidewinders? It's really weird. Yeah, whatevs. I'll just deal with it. Actually, let me see if I can do this. Oh, can't. Alright, I had to respawn. Yeah, he had to respawn, so. But anyways, like I was saying, in my opinion, I just felt like I needed more freedom. I wanted to just start my own thing, you know, maybe give a few people a chance to work for my company while I've worked for them a bit, and, you know, go from there. But like I said, I wanted to start on my own and fresh. And Adi was completely respectful about it. I loved that about him. I don't want to sound weird, but I honestly, that's why we're friends, because we respect each other. You know, he supports me with my channel and I support him. I watch his videos, he watches mine. He watches mine because he wants to support me, and he also made like some things about my videos. You know, granted, he doesn't use voices in his videos because he records garbage trucks, you know, kind of not really the type of video form that you use a voice audio in, but, you know, when he does live streams, he uses his voice. So, but, like I was saying, nothing against Audie at all. I mean, there were some things that I didn't completely agree with company standards, and I still wanted to work or do collection for them because I wanted to see how it would go. Plus, I wanted to work for IMA because IMA is one of the more famous companies in the collect garbage for fun community. At least in my opinion. And you know, like I said, I wanted to take a shot at it. I'd never worked for an audi's company before, so I want to give a first start at it. But like I was saying before, he was respectful about it. He's like, "You sure you want to do this?" Because he's like, "You most likely will not be invited back." Honestly, it's not really the kind of thing that he does. He doesn't really hire back. It's fine, 'cause I'm not really planning on coming back. Not gonna lie. Um, and by the way, those who are asking if you're still here, yes, I did make this banner myself. This is not AI generated or anything. It is completely made from scratch, and I didn't even take any inspiration from it. I just threw in some random colors that I like, which are purple, blue, green, and yellow was just like an extra color. It's not like a color I like in particularly, but it's just a color that I threw in because I thought it matched the color palette. But anyway, um, Adi was supportive about it. He understood. He completely understands and understood my decision. He wished me luck on my journey with it, which I highly appreciate, and I wished him luck on IMAs, even though IMAs doesn't need luck because they're doing pretty well. Um, but it's just for me, it's just the fresh start. You know, understandably, I will be doing some MRS still. I will still be doing SR Inc. But it's not like it's gonna be all the time. Got lucky in here for a second. There we go. All right. Anyways, you know, so I own pretty much two companies, and I asked him if he wanted to be affiliates or allies. Um, and you know, he didn't really. I don't really remember him giving me a definitive answer, but he can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But like I said, I'm not saying I left because of anybody or because of him. It was just because of some things I did. I didn't realize that he had specific trucks that he wanted me to use, or a specific truck he wanted me to use. I mean, I just thought, you know, it wouldn't really matter if I used um, any other truck. There were some trucks that I just didn't use because I figured he wouldn't really like it. But yeah, so that's the story of my life there. um, but yeah, let me see if I can spin. Look. All right, there we go. That bin's completely shredded. But anyways, so that's why I kind of left IMAs because I'm like, you know what? I want to pursue my own company again. I thought it would be cool to work for IMAs, and like I said, it was. It was cool. It was a fresh start, kind of. It was a new company, new kind of introduction into the lifestyle or style of which I would be living to collect garbage for fun and stuff like that. So, but now I get to choose what I want to do with my life instead of being, you know, involved with a different company. And I'm planning on probably just doing it solo for now. Not planning on really, quote unquote, hiring anybody unless somebody wants to, I guess, do it for a video, which at that point I would consider, but I don't really want the banner slash logo leaks much out there. So, but yeah. Let's see if I can do a double. See, so far not great. Um, it's fine. Okay, I guess I couldn't do the double dump. Dang it. I was trying to be impressive, but that's what I get for being impressive. Trying to be impressive. But yeah, so if anybody was wondering why I just want to make a video on it because it'd be easier than writing a whole graphic novel through every reply. But, you know, there were some questions asked on my post, and understandably so. This is really, because I posted it and I was like, I tagged a few people just because, get them to see it faster. But yeah, like I said, I'm not really hiring right now. If you're still watching this video, I'm not really hiring per se, but I am kind of just, looking for somebody. Maybe if somebody wants to do a collab with their company, like, heaven's sake, maybe I do a collab with AGDS or whatever the company is by Trashmaster 18, or I do a collab with IMA, or I do a collab with some pixelated kids companies, or I do it with BK's company or whatever it may be. I'm open for collaborations and stuff. Collecting the neighborhood and doing routes together for a video or something. I'm open for that, but I'm never really, excuse me, open for hiring, quote unquote, per se. That type of thing. So, because it's not, it's a fresh company. So, but another thing I wanted to touch on too is maybe what I consider working for somebody else in the future and leaving this company. Top, maybe, maybe, definitive maybe. I don't know if I really want to work for anybody right now. Oh, fake work. It's just not something I'm really interested in right now, and especially since I just started this brand new company. So, I also put out video suggestions or asked people for video suggestions or things that someone may want to see in a video. I got quite a few responses back, so I appreciate the feedback and everything in a timely manner. So, I got a request for some Jilton hotel thingy from Audi. I got a request of Rochelle from Jack's Car, or the actual ad is something else, but I can't remember what it is. I think it's Maxine. But yes, but Rochelle, like, considerable. Rochelle, I played it before and it's by the Kubota karting man or whatever. Kubota man. So same one who made KCI, which is a game I made a couple videos on. So I have played it before, but it's a bit glitchy, and there's just a lot of people who like playing it. So as much as I love that it's popular and whatnot, it's really hard to collect search and wastes through the game and the game's map, because so many people are also doing the map as well. But once this street gets done, I'm gonna wrap up the video. Sorry, probably really long, but in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, gained some information, learned something, or a little tidbit about what's going on right now currently with my executive, or I should say, just in general decisions. So, but yeah. One more thing before I go to, I probably will do an MRS video eventually. I gotta replace the banner because I redid it. I gotta redo it again to match the previous layout because the current layout right now is dumb as can be. Not gonna lie. Oops. So, but alright. Let's see if I can get a nice angle on this. That's decent. See if I can force the bag out. Alright. That's a wrap, guys. That is a wrap. Yeah. We will see you guys in the next one.